Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. How are you? Good to see you. You look great today. Don't let anybody tell you different. You look great today. And you are perfect just the way you are.
I'm over here.
Now I'm talking to them, though.
I thought maybe you just didn't know where I was sitting.
Yeah, no. Jeff Fisher in for Pat Gray this morning, along with Keith Malinak. Pat is, as far as I know, still in the hospital. He may have broken out. I don't know. But as far as I know, he's still in the hospital. Had all kinds of tests going on yesterday. I was informed that, not from him, but I was informed from the powers that be, that there was all kinds of pokes and prodding going on, and if you're going to come in, stop by tomorrow.
That's what I got as well.
So whatever. I didn't listen and went in anyway. No, I didn't. I went ahead and did what the powers that be said.
Yeah. So I haven't had an update from Jackie since yesterday morning when I said, "Hey, we want to come over and see Pat," and maybe not today.
Yeah. So
I don't know anything from there, but a lot of people are asking. We appreciate the concern and the prayers. Please keep them coming for Pat.
Absolutely. So I'll have more. He claimed that he would be here tomorrow.
I know.
That's what he claimed.
I know.
That's what he claimed.
It's not what I told sales, though.
So, I've got a couple of walkers from the in-laws at the house, not mine. And
well, he's so good with technology, I bet he'll just end up broadcasting from home.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. That'll happen.
Why don't you get over there and sit on
I know during the ice storm, Stu had him on for a few minutes.
On the phone.
Well, it was over his...
the phone.
Was it the phone? I know. I thought it was over... I thought it was just audio Skype.
I don't know. It was just audio.
Yeah, it was just audio.
Hey, by the way, before we keep going into the news of the day here... a
lot to get to.
I know this. A lot of people are asking, and I don't know if you're seeing these on Twitter, what's going on with your hair? How long is it going to get this time? So I thought, you know what? Let me just put him on the spot here and see if we can get an answer. How long we going there, Ben Franklin? Part due?
I honestly don't know. I saw a picture of myself the other day.
Yikes.
With long hair.
That had to suck for you, huh?
Oh, yeah, bad. I don't know how people do it. Without the beard and the long hair. So it was that would have been Ben Franklin Day.
Okay.
Days, right?
Yeah.
So when I was growing it long for the fundraiser for Our Rescue to shave it off.
Yeah,
so
it's about time to do that again.
It was pre-shave it off for Our Rescue. And but I wasn't growing facial hair. And then I looked in the mirror this morning and I'm like, it's got to go. All of it. I've had enough. I just got to go. It's got to go. I've had enough. So I think in the next couple, this could be the last few days of the long hair and the beard because I need an oil change and I need a haircut and a shave. I don't know what order those are going to come in, but that's going to happen.
How did
that's
the
going to be
oil
scheduled
change
this weekend. Well, I got
run into some
so many things. Yeah,
I got you.
Going to be out and about.
I got you. Okay. Well, good luck. Just
I don't know. I can't.
I kind of want to see
my son. My oldest son. He's got the monster beard, and he's fond of calling me a wuss and just let it grow. Oh, what are you shaving it off for, you wuss? And so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. The thing is, I'm lazy, and now I know. And so I'm at the point now where I've passed the point of having to shave every day.
Yeah.
Keeping the hair. So it's like, whatever.
Okay.
I just let it go. Who cares? And then I looked, and this is going to come as a surprise too. I actually looked at myself in the mirror the other day, and I thought I kind of looked like a homeless guy. I don't want to besmirch homeless people.
Urban outdoorsman, don't forget. That's
sure.
Neil Bort's call.
Sure. And I thought, woof, man, this has got to go.
It's getting there. Yeah.
This has got to go. So,
okay.
Probably, I'll make a decision today because I'll have to, make an appointment to my stylist.
Your stylist, that's cool.
Make an appointment to my stylist if I'm going to do that.
For sure. It's like next available at Sports Clips. Got it. So,
Sports Clips, no.
No, you got an actual stylist. By the way, we talked about Pat being in the hospital. You know who else is in the hospital right now is the esteemed senator from Pennsylvania, John Fetterman. Like originally they thought he had another stroke. Now they're not so sure, but they're running tests on him. So my over-under of Easter, he'd be gone by Easter, I believe
pretty close.
Is coming to fruition.
I got to tell you, when I saw the headline of him being rushed to the hospital, I thought, Keith's going to be right. Keith is right. He's going down.
The question is, who's going to take that seat? And you know his wife is going to, she probably has dirt on the governor to make sure that she gets the gig.
That certainly could be possible.
So anyhow, we hope for the best for John Fetterman, who, my goodness, he's about 2 weeks into a 6-year term and already blowing a tire.
Yeah, no kidding.
Another one, I should say.
Now I am...
What's going on? What do you got?
Well, as I was talking to you, my hands hit the computer and everything went away.
It's touchscreen?
Everything went away.
It's touchscreen,
So I'm trying to bring back some things that I had to talk about because I wanted to talk about the Turkey.
Oh, gosh.
Still horrific.
How many deaths are we
after
up to
their
now?
over 16,000.
My word.
Between Turkey and Syria. They're, what's his name? Tayyip Erdogan, the president, has been under fire for his initial slow response.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the details of his response. But when I heard that report this morning, I thought, okay, was he supposed to? Is this like Ted Cruz going to go and hook the power back up?
Right. Right. I don't know. I don't understand that because they have to wait until get people there. Right. I mean, if cities are crumbling from an earthquake, I mean, it takes a little bit of time to get some rescue people there. Mm-hmm. A little bit of time. And so, I mean, I don't want to stick up for him too much because I think I'm a big fan, really. Mm-hmm. But but so of course he apologized and said that don't worry, no one will be left homeless. Okay. Well, I guess thank you. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's devastating. They had 3 or 4 earthquakes, right? There's six something and 7, 8, 7, 9 earthquakes. Those do some damage, and depending on the length, you can write your own jokes. Depending on the length, I mean, it's even more damage. I mean, I've been in not in this room, the next room over here in the studios, when we had a 3.5. We felt a 3.5 in this building, and I mean,
yeah, I know. I felt it right here in this room.
It's amazing.
And I can't imagine it being 3 times as strong.
At a 7.8, those people in this next studio, stage 19, they're going to be crushed because those lights are falling. Those metal grates that are 3 stories up are going to be falling. Don't be in that room.
There's been some miraculous recovery.
Yes, there has.
That's for sure.
Yes, there have. And they're seeing little kids. I mean, time is running out, though. You can quote me on this. Time is of the essence.
That's one area that I have a weakness with government intervention. Okay, it's building codes. I don't want, generally speaking, the government involved with fill in the blank, but it really shows up
in a
disaster like this, where buildings aren't up to our standards.
Yes, it does.
And then you're like, maybe some kind of standards are okay. I don't want you to be able to fly a drone over my house and say, oh my gosh, you added on a room and you didn't tell the tax man. Screw you. No, I'm talking about these buildings and stuff like that, these tall. If you're going to be a building,
there should be some safety codes. I know the line is there.
That's where I feel dirty. Giving the government even just a little bit.
I'm with you. I don't know what that line is. I mean, obviously the line is make the building safe, Jeff.
And then you know what though? Then that encompasses so many different little things within that building. Before you know it, you've got OSHA showing up every 5 minutes to make sure.
And you're not safe unless the products are made in America. Okay? So don't get me started on that.
We didn't even explore that yesterday.
I know.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly, man.
So do I.
I was just calling out the hypocrisy of how the left
know.
is like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump's a xenophobe. He wants everything in America, American-centric.
I know.
And then Joe Biden says, it's like, yes, stand up, everyone. Let's clap. By the way, I don't know if you want to do this now or later, but oh my gosh, have you seen the comparison between the 2022 State of the Union and the 2023 State of the Union speech? Stick around for that because...
Well, the State of the Union is strong.
Is it?
Whether it was from last year or this year, the State of the Union is strong. He told us. Our president of the United States told us that.
You want to play this now? Because it's about a 3-minute clip that compares and contrasts the two speeches
Really?
from Joe Biden. You want to see this?
All right, sure.
All right, let's play it. All right,
That's fine.
Play it. I don't-
Go
I don't-
ahead.
Define it in one word, and I mean this. Possibilities. The only nation that can be defined by a single word. Possibilities. Today, COVID no longer controls our lives. Each year, COVID-19 no longer need control our lives. Outside of Columbus, Ohio, on 1,000 acres.
2023.
Literally a field of dreams.
Okay.
If you travel 20 miles east of Columbus, Ohio,
2022.
you'll see a field of dreams. Used to be number 1 in the world
23.
in infrastructure. We've sunk to 13th in the world.
13th.
Our infrastructure is ranked 13th in the world.
Wait, we didn't
We're
update
gonna
that
buy
number.
American. We're going to buy America.
Yeah, we didn't update
We're
that
going to do
number.
it by buying American. Buy American products. That's why we're building an economy where no one's left behind. The American Rescue Plan helped working people and left no one behind. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know, we pay more for
do
prescription
ya?
drugs than any nation in the world.
Okay.
We pay more for the same drug produced by the same company in America than any other country in the world. It costs the drug companies
Okay.
roughly $10 a vial to make that insulin. Insulin costs about $10 a vial to make. Let's cap the cost of insulin for everybody at $35.
Wait, why not 11?
Let's cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month.
After he took
We're going to build
Trump's price
500,000
and jacked
electric
it up.
vehicle charging stations. We'll build a national network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations. The tax system is not fair. It is not fair. We'd all agree that the present tax system ain't fair. 55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits and paid zero in federal taxes. 55 of the Fortune 500 companies earned $40 billion in profit and paid zero in federal taxes. Under my plans, as long as I'm president, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in taxes. Nobody, not one penny. Under my plan, nobody, let me say this again, nobody. Earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in new taxes. Not a single penny. By making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. Well, let's make corporations and wealthy Americans start paying their fair share. The watchdogs are back. The watchdogs are back. Ban assault weapons now. Ban assault weapons with high-capacity magazines will up to 100 rounds. And a pathway to citizenship for dreamers. Those on temporary status, farm workers, essential workers. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers. Those with temporary status, farm workers, essential workers. It's never, ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never. It's never been a good bet to bet against the American people. When millions of young people are struggling with bullying, violence, trauma, children were also struggling before the pandemic. Bullying, violence, trauma. Ban targeted advertising to children. Ban targeted advertising to children. Truly sacred obligation to equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home. We have a sacred obligation to equip those we send to war and care for those and their family when they come home. Our goal is to cut the cancer death rates at least by 50% in the next 25 years. Our goal is to cut cancer death rates by at least 50% over the next 25 years. Let's end cancer as we know it. Let's end cancer as we know it. The State of the Union is strong.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah.
How about now?
Yes.
Is it?
I've come to report on the State of the nation, the State of the Union. And my report is this.
What, is
the
it
State of the Union is strong because
Yeah,
you,
see.
the American people, are strong.
Okay, so there you go.
Holy cow. So when they told us, and I'm shocked.
Same speech.
I'm shocked that they lied to us.
What do you mean?
But they told us that President Joseph Robinette Biden, is it Junior?
The third Niner.
Anyway, that he was at the White House writing his own speech.
Oh, you don't believe
He was
that now.
busy writing his own speech. So was he just copying? Just copying last year's?
Well, commit it to memory if you write it out. So honestly, he's obviously had 366 days to study the same speech before he gave it again. By the way, he talked about, if you make under $400,000, you're not going to pay another cent.
what he said.
Right. That's what he said. Right. Thomas Massey tweeted out a story this morning about the IRS is going to start doing a better job of monitoring and presumably taxing tips in the service industry. There's going to be now it's going to start off voluntary. Okay.
Right.
The proposed Sitka program, I love how they always have the acronym that makes a word. The Sitka program is designed to take advantage of advancements in point of sale, time and attendance systems, and electronic payment settlement methods to improve tip reporting compliance.
Wait,
so get
repeat.
ready. Those of you in the service industry are about to have to pay taxes on your tips that I'm sure you've been reporting anyway, right?
So
Right.
repeat what after the Sitka, the first.
The program is designed to take advantage of advancements in point of sale, time, and attendance systems. In other words, the
Point of
government
sale,
wants
time,
to
and
link
attendance.
into what the restaurants have there for their employees to
Right.
clock in and stuff. And electronic payment settlement methods to improve tip reporting compliance. They're going to make these restaurants report to the IRS as if it were a W-2, right? Like that's what this is going to end up being. This is madness.
And if you, now it's just like, right, if you sell anything on eBay or use Venmo or PayPal or whatever, if it's more than $600,
Listen to this.
report it.
Businesses would also receive
Cameo.
protection from
Cameo.
what's that? Protection from liability under the rules that define tips as part of an employee's pay. In other words, look, you take care of us, give us the information, and we're not going to bug you about this other stuff. So this is bad. But remember,
What we
now,
found,
he's a man of the people.
2 years from now, what we found is that we feel like people aren't reporting properly. They just aren't doing it properly. So we're going to come in and just do it.
See, and I thought millionaires and billionaires are just not paying their fair share as servers at the Applebee's.
Wow. The economy is strong.
Is it?
Yeah, oh man.
Okay. Well, good.
Disney just unveiled plans to cutting 7,000 jobs yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah, I think that's mostly going to be what on the ESPN kind of entertainment side, not necessarily parks and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean it's Disney, and
You got layoffs coming at Zoom, thousands of employees. Layoffs at PayPal. Layoffs at Hasbro. Layoffs at IBM. Dow. SAP. 3M. Impossible Foods. Samsung. Amazon. Meta. And Dell. The economy is strong. Economy is strong.
let's see what Gallup says the most important problem in the U.S. is facing today. Do we have that wonderful chart there? In just a matter of a couple of months here, government has moved to the top of the list, and I like to see that. 21% of respondents say, yeah, government's the biggest problem.
Inflation? Okay.
Yeah, so inflation, and then you got immigration, and then economy. So inflation and economy
cannot be correct because climate change is not on here.
Oh, shoot.
What is going on?
It's others receiving votes, Jeffy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But honestly, if you take inflation and economy and pull them together, that's 25% right there.
well,
And then that's first place.
Everyone.
But I do like seeing the government being thought of as the problem by the average U.S. voter at the top of any list.
That's really good. Well, look, we have. You talked about it on Monday, I think, when Pat was here. That the good news is the NSA is hiring.
Yes,
Right?
yes. So a lot of these companies that are laying off workers, like at Meta and Twitter,
What you want?
like
What
that.
you want is those Twitter employees.
Yeah.
You know where their mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
You want them working for the government.
Yeah,
You do.
because what they can do is they can get into the FBI, for example, or the NSA, and be like, "Hey, I was working with so and so before. Is he now my
Yep.
supervisor officially? Because it used to be on the down low, and now I officially report to him."
I can honestly say I know him. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We work together.
I mean,
So they'll land on their feet as government employees. Yeah, that's fun, right?
that is fun.
Yeah, it's good.
That is fun. That speech, though, really, really, really
Bugging you.
incredible. It really is bothering me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you think he changed just one thing.
I mean, it was right down to the.
I mean, he's already gotten in trouble for. Well, I guess he can't plagiarize himself, but he's already been in trouble over the years for plagiarizing stuff. Right? He had to stop a presidential run
Yeah.
for plagiarizing stuff, and he's, everybody's talking about Santos lying. He's the biggest liar of them all. He's been busted lying about his education.
Yeah, and you know how this administration wants us to believe that there's still a state of emergency in the United States and all this stuff. And May 11th is the big day that they're going to lift the emergency order. You know,
for the vaccine
state of
mandates,
emergency,
the mandates, yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
But it looked like business as usual. There was like Bernie Sanders. By the way, did you see Bernie?
I did see him with his mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. You want to wear your mask, wear your mask. Whatever.
mask.
I mean, I personally believe that.
Yeah.
I've said that all along. Want to wear your mask? Wear your mask. Fine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we're still probably
Okay.
going to call you
Sure.
stupid.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy looked so just ridiculous. Anyhow, I love the Chad Prather tweet yesterday that I guess COVID is over because there's Kamala with her husband. And he's got a mask on. Like, come on, can I have a kiss?
I know. Doug is a big time mask wearer. Was for
that's
quite
his
some
name,
time.
Doug. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
Doug Emmerhoff. What are you talking
sure.
about? He's
Whoa.
He is Mr. Washington D.C. Oh yeah.
And Jill apparently
Yeah, little VP and First Lady business going on.
leading him out of the COVID wilderness.
Oh yeah, mask or no mask, slide on over here, baby. Oh yeah. Doug's the man. All right, stop.
And that's
Don't
his
get
name?
me involved
Doug?
in that.
Is his name Doug, right?
Doug.
Okay, cool.
Doug Emmerhoff, what are you talking about?
That's cool. I
Yes.
just know he's the guy.
The
He's the guy
second
he's the
gentleman.
guy who's
He's
married
the second
to Kamala.
gentleman. I keep wanting to call him. It's the second gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what. Okay, that's what we call the husband to the vice president. The second gentleman.
Gentleman.
I want to give him his proper due.
And Doug, right? Is his name? Is that what it is? I can't remember. I can never. It's just Kamala's husband.
That's why he's so angry all the time.
Is he?
Yeah,
I didn't
That's why
realize
he's-
that.
that's why he's angry all the
that
time.
Doug was angry.
Because he's angry all the time because everyone calls him Kamala's husband.
I thought that was his name. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. You know, she was making the rounds there, Kamala, yesterday morning, with George Stephanopoulos.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
I bet you that was great.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Are
because
you throwing me into a clip of her?
she's ready to run
no.
as his vice president again. You know this.
Is she?
Yeah, of course. And
Is she?
But I wonder, is Joe's age an issue? Clip 4.
President Biden just turned 80. It looks like he's gearing up for re-election, but a majority of Americans, a majority of Democrats, according to our new poll, say they don't want President Biden to run again. What do you say to them?
I mean, George, I think that age is more than a chronological fact, to be very frank with you. It's about thinking about whether we have in our leader, which we do in Joe Biden, somebody who is bold. I mean, think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. You think
Oh,
about
I
it.
want to hear what she wanted me
She
to
had
think about.
No, she had a Jeffy line. She left you with a think about it.
I know.
Age is more than a chronological
I
factor.
mean, I agree with that.
What?
I agree with that. However,
Okay.
we've seen the chronological factor in our president, how that has affected him and is affecting him every day. That's a big problem. Mm-hmm. I will say no cackling. Tried to be a little serious with
That's because we
Stephanopoulos.
cut it off. Probably.
Was there cackling on the?
I'm sure there was. I don't know.
That's Stephanopoulos' Good Morning America.
I'm sure
Right.
it was cackling.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's see. I don't think she cackled in another clip when she was asked a question about, hey, there's something missing from that speech Tuesday night.
Wow.
Clip 5.
The president did not make a specific reference last night to that Chinese spy balloon. Can the confrontation with China be contained?
You know, the president met with Xi Jinping in Bali, and then actually weeks later, I had a brief meeting with him in Bangkok. We have been very clear, directly with the Chinese leaders and with our own allies and partners around the world. We invite competition with China, but we do not seek conflict. We do not seek confrontation. What the president did most recently in terms of that balloon is consistent with our perspective and our commitment, which is we are
believe
prepared
that.
to compete, but at the same
compete.
time, if there's any violation of our sovereignty, we're going to act. And that's what the president
But he
did
didn't.
decisively.
The official.
Yeah. Well, he.
He acted. Took it down. What else do you want? Oh, by the way, China has surpassed the United States in intercontinental missile launchers. Just, you know that? Go ahead. What was that?
Don't worry about it. Joe also gave an interview to PBS yesterday. I'm sorry, Mr. Biden, President Biden.
Thank you.
And he was in this interview was adamant that the two superpowers, China and the U.S., have not taken a hit after we shot down the balloon. He said that he said talks to Chinese President Panda Bear.
Panda Bear.
Also said, and I think that's a quote for
It was Pooh. I thought it was Winnie the Pooh.
They'll get along fine. Yeah. That's right. It's Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep seeing the Panda Bear balloon.
Before you continue, I understand from my vice president that we invite competition, but not conflict.
Thank you.
Okay.
President Biden said, "We're not looking for conflict."
Oh,
He told Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
We're not looking for conflict.
Winnie the Pooh.
We're not looking for conflict.
Yeah, that's because we're too busy, supplying the conflict in Ukraine. Which, by the way, there's an update on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that, of course, we had nothing to do with blowing up. Nothing at all.
The what?
The pipeline there. Remember the pipeline that blew up that we didn't touch? We had nothing to do with that.
When did that happen? 1812?
Yeah.
The Nord Stream pipeline?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
It was almost to quote KJP. It was right after we blew up the JCPenney pipeline. It's almost a direct quote there. It's a little loose there. But a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. In fact, the guy who exposed the My Lai massacre and the cover-up there from Vietnam, Seymour Hersh.
Love Seymour.
He's got a source with direct knowledge of the operational planning. Said, "Oh yeah, they went in 3 months before and planted the explosives during a operation that was
surmised, and we saw some of that evidence when it originally happened in 1892. Nobody cares,
right? Nobody cares. So
nobody cares.
But I thought it'd be a good time to revisit the Joe Biden quote from early last year. It's like he's so prescient, man. It's like he sees the future. The man is on top of his game.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine.
Thank you.
Again, then
and they did 2 weeks later.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
Okay, follow up.
How will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Okay. So let's put the timeline together here. February, we're 2 weeks before the invasion begins. Russia is threatening. They're standing on the border. He says that about the Nord Stream pipeline. Okay, and so that's February. So then 2 weeks later, Russia invades. And then in June, we, according to Seymour Hersh, plant the explosives. And then when was the explosion? Was that September? I forget exactly.
September 1892.
1892. So and then that kind of messes up the whole timeline.
I know, throws it all up. Yeah, I mean, the timeline works.
Yep.
The timeline definitely works.
Mm-hmm.
If
September,
you believe that, he meant destroy. He'll tell you that, obviously, I didn't mean destroy the pipeline. I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about a way to end it. Side note, of Vladimir Zelensky.
Panhandling at Parliament as we speak.
Well, he had a surprise visit to France and the UK. Yeah. And here's the surprise. He asked for more money. And he asked for some military equipment. I know.
Everywhere the dude goes, he just holds out his...
I know.
Help me. I need some cash.
At some point.
Does he have dirt on those countries? I know he's got dirt on the Bidens.
At some point.
And so that would explain...
When do we say? I mean, I know Joe said in his speech, the State of the Union, that, and for the long haul, whatever it takes... At some point.
How many international teats can fit in one leader's mouth at a time?
Well... I mean, he's got how many in there now?
Right, I'm just
because he's trying to squeeze as many as he can in there. That's incredible. At some point, really, I mean, somebody has to say,
have some self-respect.
Whoa!
I don't care what dirt you have. At some point, you've got to understand how this looks about you. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But check. I have said this for a year. Check the man's bank accounts. I want to see him and his wife's bank accounts right now.
What are you, a Putin promoter? Is that what you are?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Mother
All right.
Russia.
All right, fine.
I'm weak on vodka, yes.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene was on Primetime with Alex Stein last night?
Correct.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was here late last night. She wasn't in the building. I mean, I saw Gavin McInnes. He was wandering around here talking to him. I didn't see Marjorie Taylor, so she must have stayed in Washington, D.C. to be on the show.
Let me whatever.
I
want to.
He couldn't get a sitting congresswoman to come on his show in person.
So I mean, this is maybe this is overkill. They make them smaller these days, but this is
that's what she said.
The satellite dish, and what they do is they beam up signals up into space.
Really?
Yeah, and then it bounces off a satellite, and so then one gathers this one, and then you send the signal.
Wow.
That's how they do it.
That's news to me.
I'll explain it later.
That's news to me. So you can tweet the show at Pat Unleashed. You can use the hashtag. What is the hashtag?
Jeffy
Put
is
that
fat.
in your pipe.
Jeffy is fat.
No, don't use that hashtag.
No, don't do that
That'll
one?
piss me off.
Oh, really?
888-900-3393.
Don't use it.
Don't
No.
use it.
Don't
do it.
You could do chewing the fat, right?
You could do chewing the fat.
okay?
Yes.
Now, do you still
That's my
do
daily show.
hashtag chewing the fat or hashtag CTF?
Both.
Okay, so you could save space then.
You could do that.
CTF.
Yeah. I do.
You said doo-doo.
Hashtag chewing the fat.
Or,
Okay. Subscribe.
uh-huh.
Enjoy CTF podcast.
See, there you go. Or hashtag JIF.
No, I'm not. We're not promoting the peanut butter. They're not a sponsor.
No. That's short for Jeffy is fat.
No, don't do that. I said.
It makes
the
it
whole
mad.
point.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that. So it is National Pizza Day.
Is it really?
Let's get some pizza in here.
What? How did I not know this?
I don't know, but I'm ready for it. Now, there's plenty of places, there's lists of places that are giving you deals, and so you can log onto their apps or their whatever.
Really?
But there's all kinds of places that are giving you deals today. And some places, I saw some places are, going through the weekend. Through the big game weekend, making deals. But it's National Pizza Day today. Okay. And I was looking...
I'm checking right now to see if
at some of the pictures,
my
man.
favorite joints have pushed me anything here.
They look good. I could use a good 16-incher right here.
Okay, I'm leaving. Let's see, Papa John's. I'm just checking here. I'm just going through because I'm signed up for all these things, but I'm not seeing anything that none of them realize it's National Pizza Day with their little junk email things.
What? They have to because it's National Pizza Day. They have to.
Huh.
I mean, that's.
You want to go for some pizza later?
Sure.
That didn't sound.
Why do we have to go for pizza?
It didn't sound like you committed to that at all.
Delivery purposes. That's why we do it.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable eating here.
What do you mean?
I don't want to eat here anymore. I just want to go off campus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat here in the break room. It's just too many people. It's just. Nah.
Plus, they've changed it up a little bit. Come to think of it,
no place to sit here.
They've changed it up a little bit. Yeah, they had a little remodeling thing, and
don't care for it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. They did. They laid out a couple of things, and it appears to me that their plan was not to let people hang out in the kitchen.
Yeah,
in the kitchen area.
Yeah,
and yet people still hang out in the kitchen. You want to know why? Because that's where people hang out.
Yeah, and I got to be completely honest here. I mean, that's not really the number one reason why I don't want to eat here. It's the fact that I'm too cheap to pay for delivery and tip and all that stuff.
We have refrigerators.
If you do the
cooking
utensils, if you do the buffet at Pizza Hut, that's like the best of both worlds. Because then you're serving yourself.
Does this Pizza Hut across the way? That's just a takeout place, right?
I'm not.
That's not a buffet.
I don't go to that one.
The one across the road is just, not that I've ever been there, but that's just a takeout. There's no buffet, unless they've expanded, which I could be a fan of.
My brain's going back to like the COVID era where it's like, yep, sorry, we're shutting down the buffet for the next 2 years.
Oh, I know. I know.
Boy, we We've got
So it's National Pizza Day.
Yeah, we got. Yeah.
Might be a good day if you live in California, Massachusetts, or Nevada.
Why?
You can get your new Mike Tyson Bites cannabis ear bites. He just launched his Mike Bites. They're ear-shaped cannabis gummies.
Gross.
I mean, that's all for the fight.
Wait
right?
a minute. Hold on a second. It's an ear shit. Do we have a picture of this thing?
We should have a picture of
because
the Mike
I
Bites.
gotta see a Mike Bite.
They have a little bite on the ear.
How
And,
big are these things? Because
Oh, they're little gummies. They're little cannabis gummies.
how much of a punch, pun intended, see, because we're talking about Mike Tyson. Oh, okay, they're small. I was thinking like a human ear size. I'm like, how high do you want to get, bro?
Well, I mean, I could be a fan of that actually.
Right? Okay,
But,
but that's funny.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was fined for the bite, and the Holyfield fight, the bite fight back in the 90s, 97?
98-ish, 7-ish, yeah.
Yeah, 97.
Oh, okay.
And so this, I mean, Tyson 2.0 is going to sell the edible ear as a little tiny bit, a little bite. Kind of funny. So eat a couple of those. Order the pizza first.
Oh,
By the time the pizza arrives, be just right. Oh, the pizza's here.
The mellow mushroom.
Just let him come on in. You'll be sure to put the post-it note on the door.
Why do they look like dog treats, though? The
Give them to your dog too.
The Mike Bites.
I'm sure the dog
That
is gonna.
literally looks like a I don't know. It looks like a little bacon, whatever it's called. Bacon.
Oh, those little pig ears too.
Yeah.
Right. They look like the little pig ears.
Oh my
The
goodness.
pork ears or whatever they are for dogs.
Boy. Okay.
And those are tough eating as a human, by the way.
What's that? The pig ears?
Yeah, just letting you know.
When was the last time?
Just letting you know.
How many Mike Bites had you consumed when you tried the pig ear?
When you realize, those aren't for humans.
So,
a little chewy.
You know who is in a constant state of inebriation, let's say, would be the former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Did you?
Of course.
Did you see her trying to say the word fentanyl after the State of the Union the other night? Watch this. This is fun.
He talked about the issues that relate to fentanyl, but also mental health issues that sort of relate to that.
Does that
He
hit
talked about
close to home too, doesn't it, Nancy?
Issues that relate to fentanyl, but also mental health issues.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Martin, we're going to need to isolate that.
You are not kidding. Because when I saw the clip listed on the sheet, I thought, wow, it's just her dentures. She's drunk.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
But she's like, I don't know. She may be dipping into Paul's meds.
She may have
from
a few
the
Mike
hospital.
Bites in her.
Paul's got, I'm sure, a couple of bottles of painkillers from the hammer attack. I wanted Paul to lift his head up bad. Anyway, I want to thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. It just shows the hammer hit. But no, it didn't happen. Anyway, but that's not. That's all I wanted. Just one thing.
I bet that thing
and
was...
my old friend, Paul Pelosi. Thank you, Mr. President.
I bet that hat was glued on his head.
It has been. It has been. I have not seen. There's been no shots of Paul without the hat, and I have looked. Yes, I want to see the damage.
See, now this is a man of the people, Jeff Fisher, because with show prep, he goes that extra mile. He's like, I'm going to find
I have
a picture.
to see that damage.
Let's see Paul
And they have not
Pelosi
shown it.
without
Very disappointed.
yeah. But
Very
no,
disappointed.
That stinks. It stinks. I see all
I
these
know.
images, and yeah, I think you're right. I think that hat was glued on tight.
Anyway, and I wanted to also remind, we talked a little bit about the Chinese balloon that we shot down that our president and military saved us from. Ugh.
After it had left.
They're briefing Congress today.
Okay.
All about the balloon incident, and I hope we'll get questioned about the previous balloon incidents and what the hell is going on?
Exactly.
What are we freaking paying you for? Billions of dollars. Oh, I guess a balloon went by yesterday.
Well,
we missed it.
But did you see? I mean, we got a lot of good information from the White House on the balloon. The press asked KJP about it the other day, and we got tons of information. So I don't know what else you need to know about the balloon, but let's do clip number 1 here, shall we?
How is it possible that this administration discovered at least 3 previous balloons that flew over the U.S. under the previous administration, but Trump officials didn't know it was happening?
Yeah, so look, I think that, and we have talked about this before, about how when the PRC government surveillance balloons transited the continental U.S. briefly at least 3 times, as you just mentioned, during the president's prior administration, and once that we know of the beginning of this administration's, but never for this duration of time, as we know. This information was discovered prior to the administration left, but the intelligence community, as I said, is prepared to give briefings to key officials. But this is something. Post. But this is something that they were not aware of, as we've just laid out.
I mean, that is
China's not an enemy.
That's the worst.
No, I don't.
That's the worst answer, and that's saying something for her. That is the worst answer she has ever uttered.
I
made no sense at all.
I'd like to start after when she actually does explain it. I guess we could play the whole thing again, although she's agonizing. So just when she begins here with this clip, know that she's a fashion icon. I like the way she dressed. She dresses great. She does her hair great. She looks great. She's always, the color is just her. It's perfect. I love it.
Yeah. So when you're listening to this, just sit back. Honestly, try to follow.
When she starts explaining about
sit back and
of course,
listen.
we've talked about previous and prior.
Just let the thing play and try to follow what she's saying.
How is it possible that this administration discovered at least 3 previous balloons that flew over the U.S. under the previous administration, but Trump officials didn't know it was happening?
Yeah, so look, I think that, and we have talked about this before, about how when the PRC government surveillance balloons transited the continental U.S. briefly at least 3 times, as you just mentioned, during the president's prior administration, and once that we know of the beginning of this administration's, but never for this duration of time, as we know. This information was discovered prior to the administration left, but the intelligence community, as I said, is prepared to give briefings to key officials. But this is something. Post. But this is something that they were not aware of, as we've just laid out.
Wow.
I don't know, man. She tried to say that they knew before they left office, and then she. The male reporter voice you hear, she corrected herself.
I'm sorry, Post.
Post, yes. We found out after, or they were told after. I don't know. It's just so much. This is the worst administration in the history of the nation by far.
She is terrible. Mm-hmm. And I did see a report. I will say maybe it's starting to sink in a little bit, because I saw a headline on it was like, I think it might have been MSNBC or even NBC. I don't know. It was an NBC logo, I think, where they were talking about KJP being not good. I don't think that was the exact headline, but that's what it was.
Not good.
It's not good. KJP, not good.
And by the way, I want to point this out just because it was so obvious this time. Normally it's not as obvious. I swear there is a memo or whatever in that administration. They are not allowed to utter the name Trump.
Well, not anymore. The previous administration.
But it's always the previous administration.
Yeah.
But this time she walked it right to that edge. Under the previous administration.
Yeah, they want to say it.
I bet you get taken out back if you mention the name Trump.
It's possible.
Don't you dare say his name.
Possible. I mean, okay, it's fine. Whatever.
Petty. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But she is, and she normally at least is terrible at reading what she has in her great big book of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just terrible. I don't know. She didn't. It didn't seem like she had anything in her great book of everything.
No, the PRC traverse
We're not calling them We're not calling them China.
I mean, in fairness, I couldn't say incurred upon or whatever the hell I was trying to say yesterday. What is it? What's our problem with being able to describe how a balloon flies over a country? But anyway, anyway, so there you go.
So look.
How many times? I can't wait to hear it. Is this today that the balloon talks are going on?
Yeah, they're supposed to brief everyone on that today, and we've got the photos of them recovering the balloon and showing us what they recovered, and so we'll see if we learn anything from it. It's a pretty big balloon.
Yeah,
I mean, I realize we make the jokes about it. Some kid let it go in Wuhan. And it ended up flying over the U.S. But
look at all that weather data.
I know. Thank you. But it's just incredible to me that now China, they of course we said they want it back.
And China fired the head of the Weather Bureau over there, and he's got to be like, wait, no, come on, that makes no sense at all. What are you talking about?
I guarantee you, he's not saying that if he wants to live.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's lucky that he got fired.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're saying that, man, he's working at the bat market in Wuhan. So
yeah, but it puts up that whole let's put up the illusion that this is a real weather balloon. So fire that guy.
So they actually ran the headline that they fired the guy that's the head of their balloon team.
Yeah, balloon team.
The balloon bombardiers, because I find that difficult to believe. I mean, I'm sure that they said that, but I find that difficult to believe because that's not his fault.
That's the point.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
But
just
that's
part
what
of
I
the
mean.
ruse.
No, he's just saying. China's just saying.
China
that.
fires Weather Service head amid U.S. balloon fallout.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
It's part of the ruse. It's part of the.
That didn't happen. They're lying.
Wait, what are they lying
about? The
PRC
is lying to us.
Oh, you're saying they didn't fire the guy?
Yeah, they're lying to us. They were just giving us we fired the guy. Leave him alone. The guy had hundreds of balloons. Oh, I only know about 6 or 7 or maybe 8 or 9 or 10 that have been flying over the U.S. and other countries all over the world.
Hey, shout out to that guy in Billings, Montana. Who apparently runs our defense department now. Be sure to make us all aware when we see something.
No doubt.
Cross our skies.
There's no kidding about that.
Otherwise, we would not be told this at all.
No, we would not, because we had the government saying that it was their lapse in judgment, whatever the heck they called it. Gosh darn it.
Gap something.
Pat Gray.
Yeah,
Unleashed.
That was it.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hi. How you doing? Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. No, I am not Pat. I am Jeff, son of Hank from Saginaw. Welcome. Pat is in the hospital. As far as I know, he hasn't broken out of the hospital. He may be, shuffling down the street trying to get home. But when I was last informed, he was still in the hospital, going through a battery of tests. He had something wrong with his innards, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with the slip and falls during the ice storm.
Or the bar fight.
Or the bar fight.
Or the rock climbing accident.
Or the rock climbing. Or the heaviness of the club when he kills baby seals. I couldn't have had anything to do with any of that. So we'll find out more today and update you tomorrow. He originally said when he went to the hospital, I got to go to the hospital. I'll see you on Friday.
Right. It's a bold prediction.
That is a bold prediction. But good. Okay, I'm all for it. If he can shuffle on in here. My favorite line of Pat's explanation of the slip and fall. when he slammed his face.
Yeah,
into the ice.
which slip and fall?
When he slammed
the
his face.
one. Okay.
He said he was talking to Jackie, and Jackie was telling him, "Be careful, it's really slippery and icy out there." And he said, "I'm not 80."
Boom.
And it's not funny. I mean, I've had some slip and falls too.
But you're laughing.
I'm
just
well,
pointing out
okay,
that
it's
you're
kind of funny.
It is.
That's kind of funny.
Pretty hilarious. Actually. I'm glad he's okay.
Well, yeah, he's okay.
Now
He was only injured a little
now
bit. He did suffer some damage.
Now he can focus on his other injury, his kidneys. You know. Hey, did you see that this Dutch expert published a tweet 3 days before the earthquake in Turkey, predicting a powerful earthquake?
Oh, nice.
Almost exactly where his aerial photograph that he marked.
Wow.
So I'm just reading
well, I mean, does he predicting more around the world? Has he done it in the past, or does he have a new way to detect them?
That's what I'm just reading here.
So
I'm just.
You give me the headline. You don't know the story.
That's accurate. That's exactly right. Yep.
Okay. Well, hopefully he has a new way to detect them. And I mean, I don't want him to predict them, but I mean, we have earthquakes and volcanic activity all the time around the globe.
So the guy's name is Frank Hugerbeets.
Love Frank
Hugerbeets.
Love Frank Hugerbeets.
His prediction went viral, and he said, "quote As I stated earlier, sooner or later this would happen in the region, similar to the years. Just like the years 115 and 526. Take us back.
Thank you.
Take us back.
Thank you. I just remember back in 115.
Oh, check this out.
We were wandering through the forest.
So you recall that these earthquakes are always preceded by critical planetary geometry.
Right.
That we have on February 4th and 5th. So my gosh, it's like the way the planets are lined up or something. What?
Okay.
Is that what he's saying?
All right, I don't know. I feel like he's talking about
just our planet
movement. Yeah, the tectonic plate movements.
Good.
And stuff
okay,
like
I was getting a little. I was thinking planets instead of just our planet.
I mean, I hope so. But if he's using, if he's using the old planetary alignment, it's over here now. The old planetary alignment. I mean, okay,
that'd be a cool way to predict him, but I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, Venus is right there. Earthquake. I mean, sure, that could happen, but I'm sure he's talking about the tectonic movements, underneath the
If you want to follow this guy, it's at HOG, so Hog RBE, Hog RBE. That's Frank Hugerbeets.
I'm a fan of Frank Hugerbeets.
I'm going to be following him and see, when the next thing's going to hit Irving, next earthquake, because we're kind of overdue. It's been a while.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he's monitoring and where he's monitoring. If he has access to all the seismic activity around the globe, and then is able to detect, I don't know if you remember the documentary. I can't remember the name of the stupid movie now.
Hang on, I'm reading it.
What's the Art Bell movie? Day After Tomorrow. Documentary Day After Tomorrow. It's already here.
Yeah. Potential for stronger seismic activity in the next 1 to 4 days. It basically goes from almost from it's above Japan. Just imagine a line straight down from Russia, Japan, straight down, not that wide, all the way down to the western edge of Australia. So you heard it here first. In the next, you heard it here second. In the next 1 to 4 days, could see a major earthquake activity there, like Pacific Rim there area.
Well, it's not. I don't believe it's uncommon to have ripple effects around the planet when we have a couple big ones in one area that it continues on. I don't know that they would be as strong. He's not predicting strength though. He's just saying that there's going to be activity, right?
I don't know. Hugerbeets. No.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
At HOG. BDE. Not
RBE.
RBE. Yeah, no, he's not BDE. I don't know. He might be, but not on Twitter. Not on Twitter. Did you see Twitter had a few issues.
Yesterday
don't we have?
Yeah, we
have some stuff because I'll tell you.
Do you think they're connected? The hearings in Congress with our difficulties with Twitter last night?
Oh, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now.
I don't think that Elon Musk got rid of the right people. There are people still in that company that are sabotaging because something like this happens every week or so. Some other weird little hiccup happens.
That's possible. Now, last night I was here late.
The killer is in the house.
I went to tweet something, and it wouldn't tweet. And so and it just went to drafts, and it said, won't send. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, well, it's this building and Wi-Fi's down or whatever on my phone. It'll tweet later, and it did. An hour or so later, I went back and I went, I got to tweet that. Mm-hmm. So I tweeted that, and it tweeted. And I thought, okay, cool. Then I talked to someone who said that they were getting during that time, they were being told that they had reached their tweet limit. And I thought, reached their tweet limit? I didn't know that we had a tweet limit.
Right.
And then I thought, so this may have been a trial run for Twitter, Elon, to say, you don't have to pay to use Twitter, but if you're not paying, you only get so many tweets a day, or so many tweets a week, or so many tweets a month, which which could happen. Because there was reporting that TweetDeck was having problems. And I thought, maybe that's the reason TweetDeck is having their problems, because people schedule, multiple dozens of tweets to go out, and so all these tweets were going out at the same time, and they would be reaching their tweet limit, right? And so that could be a trial run for that.
So the issue that I faced was trying to follow people, and it said, you've already followed too many people today. I'm like, what? I don't think I followed anyone today. And so they were having some issues last night. But what came to mind for me was, and I tweeted this out, the WEF predicted a global pandemic just before COVID hit. 2 weeks ago, they predicted a, quote, catastrophic cyber event, end quote, and have wanted more control. Oh, look, there's all sorts of social media issues tonight. Anyhow, it's probably not.
Well,
because it wasn't just Twitter.
It was not.
It was across the board with social media, right?
According to Down Detector, we had Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Fox News, TweetDeck, McDonald's app, RuneScape, Facebook Messenger, Pokemon Go, Amazon Web Services, and a little bit of Google.
Yeah, when the Pokemon Go was down last night, I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm like, my gosh.
I know.
What am I supposed to do now? What is that thing over there with paper in between? Is that a book? I've heard of those.
I still think that's a good idea, though, for Elon to say, sure, you can tweet for free, no problem, but you only get so many.
Well, what was the thing I just said?
If you want to tweet as unlimited, you pay me. You pay me my $8 a month or $12 a month or whatever it is now for the blue check to be verified.
What did I just send you? I don't know the source. I don't know from where it comes from originally, but somebody tweeted out, last night? Yeah, last night, new Twitter rules, not official yet. Again, I don't know if these are true or not. 200 DMs limit per day. My gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Group chats included. 20 tweet limit per day includes retweets, quote tweets, and replies.
Wow. Okay.
And replies. 4 photos or 1 video per day. Media tweets are counted separately from the general tweets. I mean, that seems pretty specific here.
Interesting. And amazing. Twitter Blue. No limits.
No limits.
That's right.
Which has now gone from 8 to 11 a month.
I think right? It's more than $8 a month because I'm still. I have not paid. I have not paid for the old old blue check mark.
They're coming for us though.
Well,
they keep pushing that back.
I forget what they say I am now.
Awesome. You're awesome.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Elon says you are awesome. Yeah. What is the thing that they say? A legacy. I'm a legacy verified account. It may or may not be notable. That's what I'm under. So they're letting me keep the blue check mark.
I don't even know.
Clicking on your ID.
Okay. I don't see anything listed like that.
Just click on.
I'm on my ID. It's just my profile. It doesn't say may or may
just
not.
Click on it. I don't know what to do.
I have already clicked on it, bro.
So this was going on, it started late yesterday afternoon, right? But during the day, we had the Dingleberries.
In front of Congress?
Under fire.
Yeah, the 4
Congress,
CEOs
right?
at Twitter.
And this is where Marjorie Taylor Greene was at, actually. She wasn't here.
Yeah.
Stein couldn't get her here.
Yeah.
What a loser. Right? For his brand new show, Primetime Stein.
Your
she had
words,
to
not
show
mine.
up over a satellite. Whatever.
Okay. So, yeah, you had the bigwigs, the former bigwigs of Twitter, sitting in front of some unhappy members of Congress who had some things to say. I mean, there was so much good eating there. I didn't even know what exactly we should pull.
Okay, well, let's just take a look. James Comer.
Okay.
Let's see what former Twitter executives on Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Roth, Ms. Gaddy, and Mr. Baker, it appears to me that you failed at your jobs. You were entrusted with the highest level of power at Twitter.
Okay, stop for just a second.
What's wrong?
Who's homeboy with the do-rag?
No.
What's his name?
Prison Mike. No, he's...
I should have brought a do-rag today. I
No,
should have
he's
been wearing a
suffering
do-rag.
from cancer, and
Oh, he is?
we're going to move on.
Oh, come on. Is he really? I can't make fun of him?
I mean, as far as I'm willing to go is to call him Prison Mike.
What's his name?
I don't know, man. The cancer...
Oh, he's got cancer. I can't make fun of the do-rag? Because I saw the thing, and I can't. Oh, no.
I don't know, man. I'll find out before the end of the clip. How about that, Jeffy?
Raskin?
Yeah, Jamie Raskin. Yeah, from Maryland.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'm
with the
sorry.
highest level
that
of
he's
power
suffering
at
from
Twitter,
cancer.
but when you were faced with the New York Post story, instead of allowing people to judge the information for themselves, you rushed to find a reason why the American people shouldn't see it. In a matter of hours, you were deciding on the truth of a story that spans years and dozens of complex international transactions.
Yeah.
You did this because you were terrified of Joe Biden not winning the election in 2020. That's what it appeared.
It sure does. Because that's what
I
it
can
is.
assure you this committee will succeed in holding the Bidens accountable.
Well, I hope so. They better.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That sure does sound good.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's actually
Let's be
gonna
honest.
happen.
That clip had less impact than it would have if we hadn't pointed out Prison Mike first. Because it was hard to concentrate.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hard to
I'm sorry. It was
concentrate.
just bugging me.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that he was sick, and I'm sorry that that's the case.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're finally realizing.
I am. I'm sorry. I didn't want anybody to be sick with cancer.
No.
I thought Joe Biden was going to cure it.
Right. If anyone should be shaking that tree, it should be Congressman
you.
Raskin.
Thank
Yo,
you.
Joe, it's been 2 years.
What up? Look at this.
Where's your campaign promise? Okay.
Well, I'm saying, okay, so we've got a lot more. Byron Donalds was caught up, did great. I saw a clip of this yesterday that, he's catching them live in real time in their deceit. Cut 10.
Do you know how many tweets were actually flagged and taken down at the behest of the Biden team?
I wouldn't agree with the characterization of it as being at the behest of them. These tweets were reported, and Twitter independently evaluated them under its rules.
But the email is very clear. More to review from Biden team. The response 3 hours later at the bottom. Hold this up real quick so we can see. The request at the bottom, it says, handled these.
Handled.
What does handled these mean?
Uh-oh. My understanding is that these tweets contained non-consensual nude photos of Hunter Biden, and they were removed by the company under...
Hold on, real quick, Mr. Roth. How could you know so much about the content of these tweets? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, these are just web addresses.
Yep.
I don't know what's in these tweets.
Thank you.
You have these things committed to memory that you know the content, but you don't know who you talk to at the Biden team?
Huh.
Sir, I didn't meet with the Biden team, but there was extensive public reporting about these tweets specifically that uncovered what they were.
You know the contents of the tweets. It was obviously at Twitter.
Hello.
But you have no idea how often people who worked in your organization had with the Biden team during the end of the 2020 presidential.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah. Hello. That goes on. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. Great job from Byron on that. Great job. So we've got Nancy Mace coming up, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert, who were awesome as well. I hope more comes out of it, but we'll get to those. But first, let me remind you that Valentine's Day is coming up, and it is on us, the males, to make sure that the females or males. I'm not judging who's ever in your life.
That's Tuesday, Valentine's Day coming up. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I know. So, when she or he says, you don't give me anything, don't worry about it. I don't need anything for Valentine's Day. That doesn't mean don't give me anything. Believe me. Believe me. That's a silent way of saying you need to get me something. And why not get fresh flowers from Bouqs? Of course, that's short for bouquets. BOUQS. And I'm going to save you 25% off your entire Bouqs purchase with the promo code PAT. Yes. Bouqs is different. Their flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. And it's not just roses. Bouqs has a huge selection of unique designs that you're never going to find on any of the other sites. They even have flowers grown on the side of a volcano. They have volcanic ash.
Oh, nice.
And lava flowers. How awesome is that? Come on now. So if you want to send a special message, go with the Let's Get Physical. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
The Let's Get Physical gift bundle. Hello, baby. From their awesome Love Lingo collection. Oh, yeah. Order Bouqs now, because after the big game, which is this coming Sunday, it's way too late. And while you're at it, you might as well sign up for their flower subscription so you can be the hero all year long. Especially with that Love Lingo collection. Go to Bouqs.com. Use the promo code PAT. Get 25% off. That's Bouqs, BOUQS.com. Promo code PAT. Bouqs. Promo code PAT.
Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back after this.
I don't know how it works. I don't know why it happens, but you get a song in your head, and it will not go away.
Oh, no.
And I've played it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I've screamed it.
I know.
I've stopped playing it, stopped screaming it, and it's still just in the back of your head where you're just, don't say it out loud, don't say it out loud. And it's still there.
And I think I know what it is based on a tweet that I did. Oh, you didn't know this? That I was recording you earlier? Oh. When you were in here singing? Is it Superman?
Stupid Three Doors Down Kryptonite song out of my head.
Kryptonite, yeah.
It's like 100 years old now.
Superman.
I don't know, 13 years or something like that. But I just can't get it out of my head. And I heard it this weekend. We went down to Austin. And I was driving back from Austin.
Is that when
my
it
wife
attached
itself?
My
wife had it on.
Attached itself.
My wife was playing music, and that song was on. And then, there it is. Yeah, that's when it attached itself. So.
All right.
I know.
Anyway, I did record you earlier when you were singing it, unbeknownst to you.
Have I signed off on that?
I don't know. Elon Musk, I hope you're not listening. At Keith Malinak, if you'd like to see the video.
All right, so we're not going to have all the time for all these videos from the Twitter sessions in Congress yesterday.
Yeah.
But we do want to get to Representative
Nancy Mace.
Nancy Mace.
Yeah.
She details.
But I have effects from the
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Nancy. Cut me. You're a congressperson. Go.
But I have effects from the vaccine. It wasn't the first shot, but it was the second shot that I now developed asthma that has never gone away since I had the second shot.
He's talking to the Twitter CEO.
I have tremors in my left hand, and I have the occasional heart pain that no doctor can explain, and I've had a battery of tests. I find it extremely alarming Twitter's unfettered censorship spread into medical fields and affected millions of Americans by suppressing expert opinions from doctors and censoring those who disagree with the CDC. I have great regrets about getting the shot because of the health issues that I now have that I don't think are ever going to go away. And I know that I'm not the only American who has those kinds of concerns. Another example of what Twitter has done to censor folks is from Dr. Martin Koldorf, a Harvard-educated epidemiologist who once tweeted, COVID vaccines are important for high-risk people and their caretakers. Those with prior natural infection do not need it, nor children. The Twitter files reveal this tweet was deemed false information because it ran contrary to the CDC. So my first question this morning of Ms. Gaddy, may I ask of you, where did you go to medical school?
I did not go to medical school.
I'm sorry?
I did not go to medical school.
That's what I thought. Why do you think you or anyone else at Twitter had the medical expertise to censor a doctor's expert opinion?
Well, our policies regarding COVID were designed to protect individuals. We were seeing...
You guys censored Harvard-educated doctors, Stanford-educated doctors, doctors that are educated in the best places in the world, and you silenced those voices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
But we're Twitter, so we're allowed to.
They were their policies.
Yeah.
We decided that when they were going against what the government was saying,
right,
what Dr. Fauci was saying, we had to silence it.
Mm-hmm.
We had to silence it. I wanted to thank Rowdy Introvert.
This is fun.
Speaking of Dr. Fauci, he sent us a coloring book. I guess it's coloring book season.
It must be.
I mean, we got the Joe Biden classified documents coloring book from Christopher Brady,
our
which
buddy.
you can get at
Amazon.
BidenColoringBooks.com. There you go, Chris. You're welcome. And this is Dr. Anthony Fauci coloring book.
This is repulsive.
Wait,
I mean, cool.
What are you talking about?
I meant to say cool.
This is from Castle Bravissimo. And I guess it's a Dr. Anthony Fauci coloring book. Do we have let's go to this. We don't have a copy of it. Okay. So Dr. Anthony Fauci
Really
coloring
gross.
book. Look at that.
Look at it. Open it up.
It's
Open
nice.
It up.
Okay.
Show us some stuff you can color. And while you're looking for a good one to show us, I wanna mention that there's a couple of beagles that have been rescued from a Dr. Fauci kill factory in Virginia who are going to be participating in the Puppy Bowl on Sunday.
Okay, so he's got the jaws one. We've got the jaw coloring.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Anthony Fauci with the shark.
Okay.
Awesome.
What?
All right,
Does
so
he
I like
not
that
own
one.
a shirt?
Oh, look at this. Sit laying on the couch. That's good stuff. Where am I at? Okay, there we go. Laying on the couch.
It gets more ridiculous.
Tell me you don't want to color that.
Go to the next page. It gets more ridiculous.
That's a good-looking man in this coloring book, though. Wait a minute. What's the next one?
Not real. This is like
there it is.
North
Okay,
Korean.
Yeah.
I bet they have these in North Korea with dear leader
That's awesome.
with his abs showing.
Where's his candle? We had his candle around here for a long
Oh,
time.
it's right here. It's holding up the coloring. Yeah, right there.
Dr. Fauci is a saint.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. Thank you for coming along for the ride today. Appreciate it. You can tweet us at Pat Unleashed. Use the hashtag. Put that in your pipe. Jeff Fisher here in for Pat, who is recuperating. I guess he's recuperating. Trying to get better in the hospital. We'll know more later today.
Yeah, we hope so.
He originally said that he would be back tomorrow.
That's fine.
We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling that the powers that be, his wife, may be questioning that decision, but we shall see. Keith Milenak here as well. We have, don't forget, if you subscribe to Blaze TV, you can see all the shows that we've got going on. Glenn and who else is on Blaze TV? Not me. Chewing the Fat is free for you. That's a podcast you should subscribe to, by the way. But because of your subscriptions to Blaze TV, that helps keep podcasts like mine free to you. So go to blazetv.com/Pat and subscribe. And we do an overtime show every day called Pat Gray Unleashed Overtime. I know. They worked hard on that. And that releases at 11 Central every day. And we usually give you about, between 19 minutes and 30 seconds and 20 minutes and 30 seconds of content.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, right?
Mm-hmm. By the way, complete non sequitur. We're just curious. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? Sorry, was that mean?
Why would you do the three doors down?
That wasn't nice of me, was it?
Why?
Yeah. Hey, you got some tweets in front of you there?
The dark side of the moon.
Let's do some tweets.
Oh, I can't get it out of my stop. It won't go anywhere. It's still there. I thought it was gone. I honestly thought it was gone this morning.
Yeah.
And then as I'm walking out of the bedroom, I've showered. I didn't even hit it in the shower.
Wow.
All right, I'm walking out of the bedroom. I'm headed to get my coffee and hit the road to come here.
Yeah.
If I go crazy, will you still call me Superman? Because it's there. It's there. It won't.
You called me strong. You called me weak. But still, your secrets I will keep.
I know it had to do with you.
Tweets. What do we got?
From Postmaster Jeffrey. The Mike Bite story sounds like a Babylon Bee headline. No doubt about that. And I thought about that.
What was the headline
when I
again?
first saw the headline of the Mike Bites, the cannabis bites from Tyson. And I didn't think it was real. Yeah. And I thought that can't be real. It can't be. But, I mean, I think it is. Mm-hmm. I think if it's not, you got me. You got me, okay? But it's at It's Tyson 20, the Twitter account. They're saying it's available in 3 states.
Awesome.
What was it? California, Massachusetts, and Nevada.
Yep.
And so, okay, I'm going with it's real. But if it's not, you got me. Because if it's not, it was a good bit.
It's not April Fool's, so
it's a good bit, right?
They could have held on to it for a couple weeks.
From Tyler Morgan, the radical restorationist. Does Holyfield get a piece of the profit? I don't know about that. Holyfield's already made enough money.
Holyfield, yes.
You've never made enough money. But at some point, according to our former president, Barack Obama.
Was that a dual meaning tweet? Like, did he get a piece of the profit?
Aha! Oh, get it?
I don't know. I just...
From DMXDM. Maybe Nancy is hitting the fentanyl tabs too, or she's just drunk and senile. Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about, that she's probably, dipping into Paul's stash.
Yeah.
Because, Paul's got a serious stash. You get hit in the head with a hammer?
Oh, a lot of fentanyl?
You've got some painkillers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How's your head feeling? It hurts. What's your pain level? 10. From 0 to 10, what's your pain level? 30. So I'm sure he's got quite a bit. Rowdy Introvert, who we just talked about, who sent us the coloring book, the great Dr. Fauci coloring book. I don't smoke, but it sounds like KGP is in serious need of a calming cigarette. Yeah, I don't think that would help her though. But it would be awesome if KJP just went.
That would be awesome. Yes.
1 second.
In the middle of a press conference.
1 second. She's turning the pages of the great big book of everything. 1 second.
Yes.
All right. What you got for me? We've looked at it, and we've decided that it means nothing. Next.
That would be so good.
Oh, come on.
That's got to be that should be written into a Saturday Night Live bit.
No, because that would be funny.
Them. Yeah, I haven't been watching them, obviously. But if they're not making fun of her, then shame, shame, shame.
From
I'm so glad you've lost your jobs. Thank God Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Can you pause that?
Oh. Yeah. Just for smoking a cigarette, I lost my job? What the hell is going on? Man, I don't even smoke anymore.
Yeah, you want to get back to the Twitter?
I just chew stupid nicotine gum from time to time.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Do not. I have found 4 rogue pieces of your chewed up nicotine.
I'm trying to quit.
No.
Trying to quit.
Okay, well,
so
congratulations.
I take it out and I just set it on a little Post-it note.
And it doesn't stay there, apparently. It was down here where I was reaching for something. It was on one of my Post-it note pads. That's number 2.
There.
And then when I threw garbage over there and I went and, of course, I missed the basket. I went to pick them up. There's 2 more on the floor over there next to the can. There were literally in the last 3 minutes, 4 pieces of your half-chewed nicotine gum.
Well, maybe I'll start smoking again.
I will buy cigarettes for you if it means I can stop finding this nicotine gum
Most of the time,
everywhere.
I've talked about it before, but most of the time I see people smoking now, and it doesn't look good. But there are times. There are times.
Progress, though.
Stopping at a red light or something, and you look around this guy and this lady and the guy behind you, they're all in their cars. I mean, I just want to get out and...
Or watching the State of the Union speech.
Let me hold one of those butts. Just get out and let me... if you're a smoker, you have to give it to the
here's
person.
A question for you. When you watched Mad Men, the show, were you still a smoker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, some of the shows are tough. Some of the shows are... There's a couple shows...
Because I'm just wondering how someone who's trying to stay off the cigarettes...
There's a couple of shows that they all smoke, and it's really hard. Really hard, because there are times... Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. They would always... He and the wife girlfriend at the time, would always go out back every night and smoke a cigarette. And that cigarette always looked so good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they would share that cigarette butt, and it was just,
Yep. And I'm
just so good.
I'm just watching you on the screen there. I mean, you are not letting go of that.
I know, it feels good.
Candy cigarette, bro.
Feels good to have that smoke in your hand again.
Wow.
They're my friends.
I don't want to be responsible for you starting back
They're
up.
my friends.
Okay, yeah, put it out right there on the table. Pat won't notice.
Let's put it out. Well,
the cigarette burn.
I want to save it. I'll get back to it. The smokers will know what I'm talking about.
That's my childhood, man. Just seeing these cigarette.
My grandfather would come home and take a nap every day, and he had a little duck ashtray on his shelf here, and he'd sit in his tilt-back chair, and he'd tilt the duck ashtray down here, and he'd fire up the cigarette, and he'd take a nap during his lunch break, and he'd go like this. And I'd lay on the couch, I'd look at him, and he'd be sitting in his chair like this with a cigarette like this. He'd fall asleep. And I'd watch the cigarette burn all the way down until the whole thing was the ash to the filter. And he would wake up and he'd go, "Let's go." And he'd fire up another one, and we're on the way out the door, baby. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Memories, right? Okay, so the Twitter hearing. We still have some pit bulls we got to play from
yes, awesome.
Marjorie Taylor Greene already tried to talk to us.
We heard Nancy Mace tell us her story, which was incredible, right? I mean, and we're hearing more and more of that.
So Twitter kept the Hunter Biden story from us during the election. They kept the doctors who were going against the official government narrative about COVID and then the vaccines, which Nancy Mace regrets because of the physical problems she's had now from them.
Right. And she's not alone.
Yeah.
She is not alone in that.
Not.
And then Marjorie Taylor Greene, who apparently just fired me a little bit ago, was going to tell us. Wasn't it her that said you lost her job?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marjorie.
I'm so glad you've lost your job. Thank God Elon Musk bought Twitter. And you know what? Let's talk about something a little bit further. It's amazing to me, Mr. Roth, as the head and trust of safety at Twitter, your ability, or should I say inability, to remove child porn. Now, here's something that disgusts me about
it's not just child porn, by the way, on Twitter. Twitter is we'll just leave it at that. It's not just child porn. Go ahead, Marjorie. I'll let you go. I'm not opposed to it.
In your doctoral dissertation entitled Gay Data, you argued that minors should have access to Grindr, an adult male gay hookup app. Minors?
Dating
really?
Site. Marjorie.
You know, Elon Musk took over Twitter and he banned 44,000 accounts that were promoting child porn. You permanently banned my Twitter account, but you allowed child porn all over Twitter.
Absolutely.
Twitter had become a platform, you said, connecting queer young adults. You also wrote on Twitter in 2010, can high school students ever meaningfully consent to sex with their teachers? In 2021, while you were the director of trust and safety on Twitter, an underage boy and his mother announced a lawsuit against Twitter because Twitter was benefiting from and refused to remove a lewd video featuring this boy and another minor. That is repulsive.
I mean, Yoel Roth is a garbage human being. That's one thing we've learned in recent months.
We have learned that. Mm-hmm. We have learned that. There's no doubt about that.
And so his policies playing out of Twitter make total sense now that you know who's behind the curtain.
And then we had Lauren Boebert take off. She was, she's
not happy.
I know that they all aren't. Mm-mm.
But in response, being the sinister overlords that you all are, you placed a 90-day account filter so I could not be found. And now we see here that Twitter staff said the visibility filter on my account excluded me from top searches, prevented notifications for non-followers, and much more. This is considered an aggressive visibility filter. You silenced members of Congress from communicating with their constituents. You silenced me from communicating with the American people over a freaking joke. Now, who the hell do you think that you are? Election interference? Yeah, I would say that was taking place because of you four sitting here. The Hunter Biden laptop story was suppressed. A sitting member of Congress was suppressed. A sitting president was banned from Twitter. You know, I bet that Putin is sitting in the Kremlin wishing he had as much election interference as you four here today.
Yeah.
We've heard about threats to democracy. Well, what about shutting down a duly elected member of Congress? This is fundamental to our nation's governance, and you all attacked that very foundation. 230 protections? Well, those are for publishers, not for editors. And it's clear you were not acting as publishers, you were acting as editors. And Mr. Chairman, I think it's far past time that we remove 230 protections for big tech platforms who are abusing this protection. And let me just say, I'm not angry for myself. I'm not angry because I was silenced. I can reach out to Elon and to his staff, and I can see what's happened. And I can sit here today and hold you all in account. I am angry for the millions of Americans who were silenced because of your decisions, because of your actions, because of your collusion with the federal government. They can't reach out to Elon. They can't sit here today and hold you into account. We don't know where the FBI ends and Twitter begins.
That's a fact.
But I do want to thank
Mr.
Elon
Chairman, we're
Musk
over
for
17
firing
seconds.
Yeah, tell
you
your time's
four
up. How about you
and
pipe
saving
down a
free
little bit,
speech.
Lauren?
And even Twitter. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
She was all wound up. Good for her.
And an argument could certainly be made that her race there in Colorado was much, much closer
Then it's absolutely
because of that ban from being available on social media. I was just looking up her election results. You'll recall that over 327,000 people voted in her district for that election in November, and she won by 546 votes total.
Wow.
163,839 to 163,293. And you don't think that gap was closed because of no visibility on places like Twitter?
Absolutely.
So she's fired up. I mean, you know, she's like, I barely got back in here, probably because of you guys.
You could make, I mean.
But I'm here, so listen up.
Good. And I just, I hope something comes of it now. Right? I mean,
that's the thing. This feels good, right? It's cathartic.
Does, but every time it feels good, then nothing happens.
And the only one in those rants, and granted, just of the 5 clips that we had, right? Because this went on all day yesterday.
Yeah, it did. And there were some great clips from that.
Right, but of the and I hate it that well, anyway, there's just so many that I didn't know which ones to send in.
I know.
But that one right there was the only one of the clips that we played that had, hey, you know what we need to do here is
get rid of 230, yeah.
Right, and then and I guess the other one there from Comer was, what are we going to do about holding the Bidens accountable? So I don't know, Congress. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
The clock's ticking. Let's go.
Well, I mean, Biden even said they asked him about the.
He's admitted it's his.
What do I have?
Anybody saying at this point that it's not his and it's not real? Even Hunter Biden.
They're all admitting it that it's real now, but in that interview,
AOC is saying it's only half real.
But the world knows she's lying,
yes.
Right? I mean, she even knows she's lying. I don't even know why. I don't know why she would continue with the lie. It doesn't make any sense. Well,
her name is AOC.
I know. That's why it makes sense. But he commented in that stupid interview he did with PBS.
Hunter Biden did?
Shoot, no, Joe did on the Hunter Biden laptop though on that story. I want to see where he said about the stupid thing. But he's not worried about it. He's blowing it off like it's nothing. And I don't think it's nothing there, bruh. I don't think it's nothing at all. And, so we'll see. I can't find what he said at the PBS interview. But it was the same interview where he talked about being okay with China and we're not in conflict or whatever.
Is the quote that you're referring to is, quote, the public's not going to pay attention to that.
There you go.
They want these guys to do something. If the only thing they can do is make up things about my family, it's not going to go very far, end quote.
There you go.
Dislike. Strong dislike. of that man.
Well, you've reached your limit, so you can't say anything about it on Twitter, okay? That's where we're at. How about you pay for your blue check mark, your Twitter blue, and move on, all right?
I'm a freeloader, man.
So, hopefully, I see. Did you see the video? Did we play the video here on this show?
Are you talking about the one over Montana?
In Montana.
The quote shoot down?
We thank the guy for taking the video of the balloon.
I'm sorry.
Letting us know.
We'll get back to you when it's past South Carolina.
I don't know if he's been hired by NORAD yet, but he should be because apparently he's better at it than they are.
Yeah.
Well, at least before Santa arrives, and but the video of the other rocket or explosion.
So yes, I think that was Thursday night that started getting traction on social media. This lady took a video. Her name's Dolly. I don't know. And she said, "Hey," well, she announced on the video, that hey, this jet went flying by. Then there's this explosion. She's recording. So a lot of people dismissed it because
I looked at it. I did not think it was real.
Okay, the city of Billings said nothing happened in the skies here. The governor of Montana said, "Yeah, I don't know what this is all about." That makes me
almost think that something did happen.
Exactly. Is that not how we should respond as Americans in 2023? Oh, the government says this. It's probably exactly the opposite.
Oh, nothing to worry about.
So
move on. Keep moving.
Right. And so rather than let it just slide away, she was interviewed. Here's what she said. Okay. Clip 6.
It goes a little something.
Clip 6.
Like this.
Billings woman.
She decided to grab her cell phone.
I'm going to catch it on my phone this time.
Dolly Moore says she barely had time to think and instead just started rolling.
And all I could think was, oh my gosh, this is happening again from 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm. All the commotion started around 4:45 when she was finishing up her workday. This big window in her home office looks south. She was watching when all of a sudden...
It was this big explosion in the sky, and all this debris started just slowly coming down like it was big smoke.
Those images took social media by storm.
I'm not a big Twitter person, so just like, I'll just tweet it and this is, oh my gosh, this is what I just got.
But here's where the mystery continues. We reached out to Sheriff Mike Linder, who says there's been no verification of the video from others. Meanwhile, the city tweeting out this, saying they're aware of the video, but they haven't been called to any incidents related to it, and nothing was picked up on radar. And Governor Greg Gianforte telling the city of Billings they don't know of any explosions in, around, or across Montana.
Because to us, it looked like when it first came down, it was like, oh my gosh, it's in our neighborhood. Like, that's scary,
Yeah.
So who do you believe? The Twitter accounts of government officials or Dolly Moore in that video?
Really hard.
Now that you see that, she becomes much more believable, does she not?
If you end up on Entertainment Tonight, you become believable.
Was
of course you do.
Tonight?
I have no idea.
That was Billings Eye in the Sky News or something.
That's even better. Even better.
Speaking of things going on in the sky, do we have a moment here? We almost had that collision of the two planes at the Austin airport.
Yeah,
and so we played the video of the planes.
Yeah, from the flight trackers, right?
Flight tracker thing.
And they have not long. I mean, this has been happening now. I don't know
Has
if
it really?
I don't know if the air traffic controllers are busy. The air traffic controller. Yeah, go ahead. I'll be right with you. Oh shoot! There's planes.
So I guess fog was an issue at Austin when this happened, and
okay,
that's what
it was foggy this weekend. I mean, it's been really foggy
because you were down there.
Yeah, it's been really foggy down there. Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of that because up here it was crystal clear skies and everything. So, that being said, we just have a moment here. Can you play this? This is synced up. This is, again, flight tracker thing with audio
Southwest abort.
Southwest abort. Listen to how calm they are in this. FedEx is on the go. Okay. So, listen to this. I would be screaming, like, abort.
That's why you're not getting hired as an air traffic controller.
Southwest 708, Roger. You can turn right when able.
You can turn right whenever you're able. Just Negative. He goes, nah.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
I'm going to keep going.
Dude, put out your rear view. Man. You got a guy coming up on you. All right?
Negative. I'm going to keep going here.
Negative, bro.
Look at this. 75 feet is how close these planes came to one another.
1432. Climb maintain 3000. When able, you can turn left heading 080.
Now he's telling the FedEx guy.
With turn to 030 3000. FedEx 1432 heavy.
I mean, everybody involved was...
Southwest 70, you can turn left
This is my runway.
You can turn...
170, FedEx 1432, turn left heading 360. Awesome. Contact approach on the 125.32.
Look at that.
2532 left 360, FedEx 1432 heavy.
Were the pilots completely
you can contact
just oblivious? See, Southwest is like, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm out of here. They just had there was in Newark, they had a plane clip another plane when he was backing out.
Oh, no.
The pilot was like, "Yeah, we're going to go ahead and roll this back in." Yeah, I think so. No problem. I know everyone was safe, and I would be pissed because then you got to get off the plane, you got to wait for another flight, a couple hours. It's agonizing, but
it's a different breed. The calmness of the pilots. You obviously saw that with Sully. There, landing his plane was it the East River there?
Right.
In New York. But even the air traffic controllers, I thought, could we have a little sense of urgency? Like, abort. Nah, negative.
If you get that sense of urgency, then people start getting nervous, right? You got to stay calm.
I'm just trying to get the point across that, you're about to die. So you might want to pull up the FedEx
runway,
plane.
Right?
Well, not the FedEx guy.
Die.
The FedEx guy, he's like, just go ahead and pull up here. And then the FedEx guy goes, all right, I'm going to pull up and head on my way. As opposed to the traffic guy going, pull up. That's, I'm not, you're right. I'm not wired to have those kind of jobs.
Thank God you're not flying my plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just did an emergency pull up to avoid death.
See you tomorrow.